Okay, so from the previous video, we have kind of created a verbal rule and an equation actually to calculate the monthly leasing fees for that copy machine, depending on how many copies we make. So we said, okay, we know how many copies we've got, we're making, so that's the N. They're using N this time. I know you've used X before. So that's the number of copies. Remember, we multiplied it by the price per copy in dollars. We added the monthly fee, and that's how we came up with the answer. Okay, so there's the equation, and I've got the C and the N instead of the Y and the X this time. Now here we go. So this time, instead of me saying, right, 5,000 copies, how much does it cost? That's not too bad. I can get my calculator out, I put 5,000 right there, I multiply by 0.015. Here we go, here's the equation, I add 455 and I come out with the answer C. Okay. Now this is saying, right, supposing the budget is $800, that's what it's going to charge you, how many copies can we make? And you're going, all of a sudden, this is what you now know and not this, all right? We're saying this, right, 800 is the cost, okay? So if I do this now, so that equals, okay, the 455 monthly fee, okay? Again, I know I've got to add in the amount, the price for each copy, but, so the number of copies, I don't know. Right, I'm going to underline that. How on earth do I get to that? What do I need to do to get to that N? Okay, right, I'm going to show you with easier numbers. Okay. So, what I've done here is this. Okay, let's just erase this. Suppose, well, I'll just leave it as it is. Now, supposing it's this as the equation, in other words, not 0.015, okay, so again, and I've got y and x again, I'm not going to use 0.015, a bit hard. Let's just use this. So here's an equation, but I'll keep that 455 in. How would I get to the x then? Now, supposing I think to myself, we can use the same numbers. Let's say we've got $800 monthly budget, like that last one, okay? It's still $455 per month to lease. Whoa, 455, okay? Plus, but instead of 15 cents, now this is a lot, it's $2, okay? That's horrible, right? But anyway, let's just use numbers. In other words, what we're trying to get at this is, how do I find that x? And all I'm trying to get is let's just use some easier numbers than 0.015, okay? Now then, okay, so how do I get to this x? All right, that one there. Put it in a box. Now then, let's go back to some of the basics we did earlier on this, okay? How do I get to this x? Remember, we took away, so I need to get to that. Remember, we took away 9, okay? Well, then let's do that. What we're going to take away, we're not taking away the 2, that's the number next to the letter. We're going to take away 455, okay? We're going to take away the 455 from both sides. So I need my calculator for that. Okay, gone from there. Now, before I get my calculator, all that's left on the right is the 2x. Put the x in the box again. I'm trying to get to that. But what's 800 to take away 455? Right, what's 800 take away 455? That equals $345. 345. Now what do I do to get to the x? Remember this? Again, let's go back to this. So it's like doing this one. Remember, we divide by the number next to the letter. Let's do that then. Let's divide by the 2. Divide by the 2. Okay, calculator. What's a 3? This is not a nice number because it's an odd number. 345 divided by 2 equals 172.5. Right, x equals 172.5. That's how many copies I can make on the $800 budget. All right, but that's using easier numbers. Let's go back to the equation. Now look what we did here. All right, think about this equation. To get to the x, I took away the 455. Okay, let's go back here. So what we're going to do, start with C. Okay, so start with the $800. Remember, I'm going to take away the 455. Okay, What did I do next? I then divided by the 2, which is the price next to the x, okay, the actual price of the copies, but I changed it to 2 to make numbers a little bit easier. So I'm then going to divide by 0.015, because that's what it actually is in here, okay? So if I'm going to do that, here we go. So 800, remember it was $800. So I'm going to write this down here, 800, because that's the equation, remember? Okay, so this is the equation I found out that earlier. I mean, I know I've been using this. There's the monthly fee, there's the price of the copies, right? And here's the number of copies that go with the price of the copies. Okay? Oh, N, using N. C's cost. Sounds like copies as well. Right, so let us take away 455. Right, let's take away 455 from both sides. And this is going to be the same as last time. Let's move it down a little bit. That will give me, remember, 345. That's gone. So that equals 0.015. So this is the actual numbers. I just wanted to use a 2 last time to show you the ease of math, but I still divide by the number next to the letter. 0.015. Okay? Divide by 0.015. Okay? That's like saying, okay, that's gone. Now let's just put this in my calculator. What's 345 divided by 0.015 equals 23,000 copies. Right, we can make 23,000 copies on that budget. Okay, let's go have a look at the table. Okay, so let's go back up here again. Okay, so there's $530, 600. So, you know, somewhere up here we've got 23,000 copies will cost us, if I had more table, remember, $800. Okay, so that's it. So it is all about the algebra. Okay, what did I need to do? And now let's actually go, while we're on this now, let's go back to this. So here we go. We did that step, then we did this step. Okay, so we just took away this number that was kind of floating around there. Here it was 455. Okay, there's the equation. Then we divided by the number next to the letter, which again in this case was 0.015. So let's have a look at some just basic stuff then, because it's a bit more complicated. Let's have a look at question 29. How do I find out what x equals? I would take away 9. Okay, don't divide by 6. All right, you're going to do that eventually. Take away 9, you're left with 6x on the left. If I take away 9 from this side, I'm left with 30. Okay? Now, okay, there you go. 6x equals 30. Divide by the number next to the letter. Divide by the number next to, over here, sorry. And x equals, so again I can see that that's gone. X equals, what's 30 divided by 6? It's 5. Okay? And there you go. Let's just look at this one. Add an 8. Gone. Add an 8. Here, that's 48. This is also 6x, just coincidence. If I divide by a 6, because that's the number next to the letter, divide by a 6, then I think for this one x equals 8. 48 divided by 6. Again, that's gone. Okay, there you go. 2 steps. Okay, not just 1 step as in those previous questions up here. Okay, these are just 1 step. Do that or do that. Here's 2 steps. And the clue is kind of get rid of the, you know, that +9 or that -8 before you divide by the number next to the letter. Okay?